You are live. Hey everybody, welcome back to my live stream. Welcome back to my channel. If you like what you see, leave a comment. If you don't like what you see, leave a comment. Something I haven't done in a while is gone to a Johnstown Redevelopment Authority meeting. So we're going to do that. Okay? Hope everybody's having a good day. It's a lovely sunny day out here in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. We'll take a good look at that here real quick. I can't see anything outside. Walking by. People enjoying their lunch breaks, it's looking like. Going on their lunch breaks. Walking by, enjoying their lunch breaks. Go to their lunch breaks, I guess, maybe. Sorry for the noise of my tripod. All the lovely lights.
For the Klanch.
How you doing? John D. Bartola.
My camera's on yet.
Okay.
I'm amazed you have signal.
Well, that's why I go live downstairs to make sure it holds it.
I record.
So.
I was just calling. What's your name? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Are you an engineer? Are you an engineer? No, just services. Oh, good job. Oh, you're on the agenda. Yeah. What are you talking about today?
I just across the street started getting a building.
I hear a lot of those kind of segments. Now, when I go live, I don't so live. But like, if you keep your signal, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, hopefully. Well,
I'll be shocked.
if you want to, I can turn my hotspot on. That might work.
I don't know if you have a hotspot in the building.
I mean, I can turn this one on here. You can connect to it
It's
if I remember the password.
the water authority, I have full signal. The city council and the school board, I have full signal. The housing authority and the redevelopment authority, it's like 40% of the time. When you want it takes forever. I don't know.
That-
You try school district, I have 100% of the time. So
Maybe I might. So
I heard Melissa say the word executive session. She was walking in and I thought, oh crap, we're gonna be here all day.
great.
It's okay.
We got the newsman here.
Well, I'll eat.
Always nice when you're here.
Back we go.
How you doing, Mr. Newsman?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing good. John Klanch, pleased to meet you. After you, bud.
Someone sitting. Is it next to you? Yeah.
Sorry, bud.
I never got an email from you.
I didn't send one probably last night. I didn't send one last night. I figured I just sent you the case number, but I brought the paperwork with me. Sure. Sure, absolutely. How are you doing today?
I'm good, how are you?
Fantastic.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's have a prayer. Dear Lord, help us to promote democracy, keep this great gift to our nation going. Please help us to move our community forward. Amen. Amen. Okay, let's see here. We need a roll call.
Sure. Mr. Pascarella? Ms. Ray? Here. Ms. Hugel? Not present. Mr. Trusella?
Here.
Mr. Hasselberg?
Okay. Let's see, we need an approval of the minutes. Is there a motion?
We'll do most of them together.
Sure.
Just one point to announce, we had an executive session on April 5 regarding potential litigation and received advice from legal counsel. No decisions were made during that executive session.
Okay, can we move on?
You want to separate the minutes, I can't vote on the special meeting because I didn't understand.
Okay, you noticed that. All right, let's do what do we have here? We still gotta approve the minutes here. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes of March 19th.
Second.
Okay. Roll call.
Mr. Hasselberg?
Yes.
Mr. Pascarella?
Yes.
Ms. Ray? Yes. Mr. Trusella?
Yes.
I now make a motion to approve the special meeting minutes of the 22nd.
Okay, is there a second?
I said.
Okay, roll call again.
Mr. Hasselberg?
Yes.
Mr. Pascarella?
Yes.
Ms. Ray? Yes. Mr. Trusella?
I abstain.
Oh, wait, no, I abstained too, because I wasn't there. Never mind. Yeah, I can't, we wouldn't have a forum.
Yeah, we,
You can still vote on the minutes.
Okay.
even though you're not present.
Okay. I still will abstain.
okay. Does this pass officially?
Well, you know, that's such a war. Yes. So it's the majority.
Maybe yes, let's go.
Just
This vote is simply to indicate that the minutes are an accurate reflection of what occurred. So you can still vote
And then we'll just all vote yes.
Okay. All right. Let's do the public comments first. Does anyone on the phone have any public comments? Hearing none, we'll turn it over to Brad's public comments.
Just for agenda items only.
I'd like to talk. Sure, go ahead.
Agenda item E, and this is just a housekeeping question. I notice you're passing a lease agreement and it says with, and there's a big blank, and I'm just curious, before you vote on who it is, could you say who it is and what the options are? As a taxpayer under the Sunshine Act, I always felt that if you're gonna vote on something, shouldn't we have a right to know what it is you're voting on? Before you vote on it, so if we have comment or criticism or support or whatever, we could say, here's what it is. But I just don't understand it.
It's the available space down below where Gucci was. It's the same lease standards that were set for her for the last 3 years. We received one response from the Creative Corner Company. They were due this morning at 9 o'clock. That's the reason why we only got one response from the ad. It's an under public notice.
So that's gonna be on the agenda then. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's it. Okay. All right. We'll I have a couple of things here to submit. One is our director received an award last week from the state. I want to submit for the record this article about the award, if we could pass it down. And then here's a full packet on the issues that were raised with by Mr. Kerr's letter to Melissa and I. It's very comprehensive and it's still updated. Can you submit, please? Okay. Let's see here. Well, you're up, Melissa. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. The update for the Cambria Route project is we continue to meet with EDA and EPA regarding the asbestos abatement in order to move forward with the construction upgrades. The state theater update is the title search was completed, and I had mentioned this last month and the month prior. And the JRA is currently waiting for a response from the attorney for the State Theater Foundation in order to move forward. The sewer laterals continue to go through our program here for funding opportunities, and we continue to work with our local media to promote the program. We are seeing those numbers increase as far as work that's done, that we're over 80% in our system currently. The report's also in the packet.
What's the deadline on that program? Is there one?
No, we still have funding left from the block grant dollars from the county for all the surrounding municipalities that meet the income requirements. And we still have close to 500,000 left from the city ARPA funding.
Is there an end date that has to be spent by?
No, because whenever the ARPA funds were provided to the authority, they were used as a general fund line item in the city. So that we wouldn't follow the ARPA funding for the deadline of I think it was July of 25.
I knew there was a deadline coming up.
Yeah, and the CDBG dollars were fine from the Cambria County.
They already been programmed.
Landscaping began on Franklin Street, and the solar lights were all installed on Iron Street. The trail, and both of these projects were funded through the Community Foundation for the Alleghenies. The authority is discussing a timeframe to utilize the funding for the H2O grant and small sewer and water funds. We did reach out to the state, and they provided an update stating that it's approximately a 3-week timeframe for the authority to receive the actual grant agreements once they're signed on their end. But the state was very responsive when we questioned that timeframe.
Is all the design work done on that?
No.
Okay.
We don't have the agreement in place. EATS has asked for it numerous times, so we're just waiting for the state right now. Continuing to work with prospects for both Ideal Market and the Rite Aid buildings. The authority received all of the closing grant documents for the blight elimination program that was funded through DCD for $200,000. We closed that out last week. DCD provided follow-up questions to explain the commercial demolition funding, and the in-house staff here will respond to their questions by the end of this week to move forward with future commercial demolition. And Michelle's going to be reaching out, either at the end of this week or beginning of next week for an executive session, regarding real estate to, just compare everyone's calendars to see what the best day would be to schedule that executive session. And I would also like, and I'm sure Cheryl's gonna discuss this in her report also, but to just explain the two budget amendments that are listed as resolutions for today. Joel briefly discussed the one for resolution B whenever, we talked about the administrative dollars. From September to December, we used an average of what they were, leading up to the September portion of the budget line item. And the difference with the average as to the current was the $101,072. That's what the first budget amendment is. And then the second budget amendment, if you view the full resolution, it shows the breakdown of all of the grant dollars that we're working with that were not on the original budget. It's the ARPA funding from the county, the Franklin Street and Main Street, remediation / demolition, and the remaining portion of the whole home repair dollars. So when you add those all together, that's where you get the 1.4 number. And it's spelled out in depth in the resolution itself. But I just wanted to make sure that both of the budget amendments that the board was clear as to why they were there.
Okay, any questions for Ms. Culver before we move on? Hearing none, okay, finance director's report.
Good afternoon, everyone. Melissa had a lot of items I was gonna talk about, just the DCEG closeout, that took place last week. The funds continue to be spent for the Iron Street Trail with the solar lights recently being installed, which I'm sure Mike will update the board about that. The sewer lateral program, we have assisted almost 700 homeowners in completing their sewer laterals. With the JRS funds, the county grant, and the city ARPA dollars, so I think that's wonderful news. Another nice positive thing that's happened with the whole home repairs program, since the March meeting, we have spent approximately $178,000 with that program. So the news, the newspaper, all of that, we've seen a great increase in spending those funds. Okay, moving on. I have the dashboard attached, which is an overview of the program. March cash disbursements. Cambria Ironworks, $18,197.54. The Grant Partnership Fund, $10,475.59. Centertown Mall, $7,483.05. Revolving account, $213,686.20. Johnstown Regional Sewage disbursements for the month of March, $809,520.31, bringing the total disbursements $1,059,362.69. That was kind of fast, but any questions, concerns? All right, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, sewage operations. Okay, this is the SSO report on the interceptor sewer system programs. I feel like a broken record here with NBES number 7, but we're still waiting for a final inspection from the folks at DEP to close that out. On the interceptor maintenance projects, utility services group, the contractor that was on board to do the maintenance work on the Vine Street siphon, the Valley Pipe portion at Franklin Street, Ferndale River, and we added in a piece of Messenger Street into their work is now complete. The overall synopsis of that maintenance work is grease can continue to be a problem. We saw some substantial grease removed from the siphon at Vine Street. So they have completed their work for the season. The consent order activities, report number 31 has been submitted and copies have been sent to the municipalities. Recall the 8 meters were installed on the SSOs for a 3-month period. We've had a substantial amount of rain within the last week, obviously, and we downloaded the data right
middle of that sequence. And during our visits, we did note activity at one of the 8. So we will put you on notice, and that's Southmont and Coral Street. The other 7 were not yet overflowing, although there was some data that's not yet accumulated. So I'm optimistic related to that assessment of the SSO activity that those meters are obtaining.
Tom, that meter that Southwood Coral, that's taking in wastewater then from
Southmont
Southmont
and Upper Yoder.
up here in Westmont too, or not?
A very small portion of Westmont, but there is some Westmont in that as well.
And Southmont is one municipality that has a low percentage of.
Correct. It's probably the lowest on the scale on pressure testing. Any other questions? The annual Chapter 94 report was submitted, and copies of that report have also been distributed to the member municipalities. The NPDS renewal application, no update on that. That's in the department's hands. As Melissa mentioned, we're still waiting for the grant agreements on the H2O and the small water system grants before we get moving on those two outstanding projects at the plant. The Dornick Point wastewater treatment plant projects, and we assist Mike as necessary, working on the SCADA system. We've been involved in an item on the agenda related to the sprockets and chains and the grit removal. So that's been pretty much the only activity we've had at the wastewater treatment plant in the last month. Any other questions?
Yeah, where are we on that SCADA implementation? I mean, is there a timeline? August. You'll get that? August. August, okay, thank you.
I'll let Mike address that. Any other questions?
Okay, and thank you. And now we're gonna hear abbreviated from the solicitor's report. CJ Webb is a counsel that I think is well known in the county. He's our counsel.
How about what?
Sorry. That's okay.
I would forget something. We can wait. Yeah.
Anyway, good morning. Briefly, I'm just going to go over some things that have already been discussed. The staff and Attorney Webb, we've been reviewing existing contracts for the plant, and one of them is on your agenda today for approval. And we continue to use the pen bid process for all new contracts. As you can see by some of there's a lot of work that's taking place down at the sewage plant with upgrades and also some previous improvements that are taking place. As to the LED lighting project, that's about 75% completed. That encompasses interior and exterior lighting to all LEDs. Also on your agenda today is a resolution seeking estimates to replace 12 sprockets within a grid system that the sprockets are worn, the chains, they're broken. So hopefully we can move that along also. Capital improvement is taking place, and we're continuing to move forward with improvements down at the plant. The SCADA system, nothing really new to report, but that is looking by August to be completed, and I'll keep the board informed as we move forward. We talked about the resolution for the sprockets. The Vine Street siphon cleaning, again, this is part 2 of our 1 to 5 year plan associated with siphon and interceptor to ensure, and our commitment to ensure that our infrastructure is well maintained and clean. So we continue with that. Again, as Tom spoke, there wasn't any significant issues as we found down on Broad Street. The as Melissa spoke, the Iron Street Bridge, it's a long time coming as far as those LED lights, but I would suggest to take a look and see the improvements, the improved safety and walkability along the trail since these 15 new solar lights have been put in place. So we're pretty happy about that. I'm also working with the Cambria County Library to do some new initiatives down there for planting and also some other improvements. So again, we're networking with a lot of people that utilize that trail, and we'll continue to do that. Outside of that, I have no other comment.
Any questions?
Yeah, I had one for Tom, I'm sorry. I think the bridge made me think. That Iron Street Bridge, that's on actually on a private road. Yes. And is it still under the same requirements that PennDOT has for local bridge inspections every so often? Or is this something that is a little different for a private bridge? I think it's like every 2 years or something, a local bridge has to be inspected.
Yes. Yeah. Still should do the bridge inspections for certain facilities like that, yes.
And that applies then to the district, okay.
That's it for good.
I'm done.
Okay. Yeah, and I apologize, Mike, for passing.
You're fine, you're fine.
So, getting back to Mr. Webb, he's a well-known council in Cambria County. He's does our sewage system work. Mr. Barman had to take today off to be at the ceremony commemorating Gunn and Gleason over the courthouse. So Mr. Webb's filling in for the whole show today. So go ahead, sir, if you have anything to report.
Sure, the answer is I don't have anything to report at this time.
Okay.
Nice to meet
But
you.
that was a great introduction from somebody that had anything to say.
Okay, all right, well, we'll get on with the motions.
I move to approve the reports.
Okay, is there, let's do a roll call on that.
Well, I seconded it.
Hey, Mr. Hasselright?
Yes.
Ms. Hugo?
Yes.
Mr. Pascarella?
Yes.
Ms. Wright? Mr. Truesdale?
Yes.
Okay, let's go on here. We're gonna get into the resolutions here. Number A is a resolution of the Redevelopment Authority of the City of Johnstown authorizing payment of certain obligations related to sewage operations in accordance with standing resolutions number 3869.
I move the resolution.
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Mr. Hasselright?
Yes.
Ms. Hugo?
Yes.
Mr. Pascarella?
Yes.
Ms. Wright? And Mr. Truesdale?
Yes.
Okay, B, a resolution of the Redevelopment Authority of the City of Johnstown amending the budget for the Johnstown Regional Sewage for fiscal year 2024 in the amount of $101,072. Is there a motion?
I make the motion. I'll second it.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Hasselright?
Yes.
Ms. Hugo?
Yes.
Mr. Pascarella?
Yes.
Ms. Wright? Ms. Truesdale?
Okay, the resolution of the Redevelopment Authority of the City of Johnstown amending the administrative master all funds budget for fiscal year 2024 in the amount of $1,904,880. Is there a motion for approval?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second? Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Hasselright?
Yes.
Ms. Hugo?
Yes.
Mr. Pascarella?
Yes.
Ms. Wright? Yes. Mr. Truesdale?
Yes.
Okay, the resolution of the Redevelopment Authority of the City of Johnstown authorizing the advertising and bidding for replacement of 12 drive sprockets and drive chain within the grid chamber. Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second, roll call, please.
Mr. Hasselright?
Yes.
Ms. Hugo?
Yes.
Mr. Pascarella?
Yes.
Ms. Wright? Yes. Mr. Truesdale?
A resolution of the Redevelopment Authority of the City of Johnstown space located at 416 Main Street.
I move the resolution.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Hasselman?
Yes.
Ms. Hugo?
Yes.
Mr. Pascarella?
Yes.
Ms. Ray? Mr. Truesdale?
Yes.
Okay, let's see, F, a resolution of the redevelopment authority of the city of Johnstown authorizing the board of contractors for 2024-WWTP-3 to meet our solutions of Morrisville, PA for the bulk purchase of sodium hypochlorite for the Dorning Point wastewater treatment plant. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Hasselman?
Yes.
Ms. Hugo?
Yes.
Mr. Pascarella?
Yes.
Ms. Ray? Mr. Truesdale?
Yes.
Okay, and now we can get on with the, one more. Okay. A resolution of the redevelopment of the city of Johnstown from Johnstown authorizing the rebid of the contract 2024 WWTP-2 for the bulk purchase of sodium bisulfate for the Dorning Point wastewater treatment plant. Is there a motion for approval?
Second.
Okay. roll call.
Mr. Hasselman?
Yes.
Ms. Hugo?
Yes.
Mr. Pascarella?
Yes.
Ms. Ray? Mr. Truesdale?
And before we begin with the public comments, I did run into a gentleman from the West End, Andy Casper, who had some ideas about parking. He believes that New Phoenixville has the great solution to parking in the city. And he talked to me for about 5 minutes about that, but we're not involved. We don't do parking here. Did appreciate his enthusiasm.
Did you talk to the city?
I believe he's talked to anybody who listens.
I have two things also.
Sure.
Just under new business. We were approached by, first, and there's a letter in your packet today from the Coopersdale Community Group that where their welcome to Coopersdale sign and flag is, the property is currently owned by Lamar. And Lamar no longer wants to own the property. They took their billboards down and it's literally only used for the welcome sign. And they're asking if we would take ownership of the parcel and have an agreement with them for maintenance. So that was the first one, and there's obviously no action today, I just wanted to give an update on both of these. And the second parcel of land, the city had reached out to us where they had to relocate the fire training facility into the Hornerstown neighborhood. There's a parcel that the county owns there that they would like us to take ownership to, in order for the expansion of the new fencing for the fire training facility. We didn't receive that in writing yet from the city, but they did reach out to us, and then we have the documents from Coopersdale Community Group. So I just wanted to make the board aware.
There are two sides. Which
It's the
that?
one right when you're going over Wilton Bridge and Laurel Avenue.
Pardon?
And Laurel Avenue Bridge.
Oh,
right where
okay.
you make the right
So if
turn.
you're leaving town, it's the one you.
The one with the first
cross
one.
the Cooperstown Bridge.
Yes,
And in Hornerstown,
Hornerstown,
was that the old Dinah?
it was. There's one portion there that is owned by the county, but the deed currently is stating another owner. So we had questioned it in-house, which is why there's not a letter here today. So, the county is working on whatever the situation is taking place there. But I just wanted the board to be aware that it's something that will be coming, to our attention here over the next couple of months.
Is that pretty close to the trail too, Tom?
I'm not sure exactly where that parcel is at.
Is it close to the trail?
It is.
Sure, yeah, okay.
It is.
Okay, that's it then. Yeah, so we're open for public comments for anybody who is signed up.
Who's first one?
Okay, good afternoon, good morning. Environmental Protection Agency, Region 3, Philadelphia, PA, March 28, 2024. Dear John D. Bartola, Thank you for your March 20th, 2024 electronic correspondence to U.S. Environmental Protection Agency EPA Administrator Michael Reagan concerning the Greater Johnstown Water Authority and the Greater Johnstown Redevelopment Authority. Your correspondence expressed concerns regarding the appropriation of grant funding, sewage, taxpayer funding for economic development projects. Thank you for this information. The information you have provided describes the potential for misappropriation of funds, and we will be forwarding this information to our Office of the Inspector General. It's assigned by Karen Melville, Enforcement and Compliance Assurance Division, EPA Region 3. I'd like this for your record. When I did the original right to know request to find the complaint with the Water Authority, I was shocked. I know you said you'd have it in a week. I see it on the record here. I did talk to Ms. Comar. She said she would email it to me. How can you guys have been sitting on this for a year? You only responded because now it's an issue. I'm alarmed. I'm worried about how you're treating our sewer system. This is a major scandal. I'm glad to see JAC here because this should be covered. You need to respond to this. I hope your response addresses all of the issues. I also would like to comment on, I see the State Theater represented here. What's going on with the deed restriction? What's going on with the program? So many questions. You get involved in a project. You didn't know there was a deed restriction. Attorney Barbin says 2 months ago you guys did know. Now you're saying a little while ago it should be on their attorney. Can you explain what is going on and why the government's getting involved in a private theater with so many issues? Those are my comments. Thank you.
Yeah, you wanted to say something.
First, John, after the meeting last month, I showed you the response.
You did.
I said, this is not going to be one of those where you responded just because I brought this to your attention. I showed it to you right after the meeting yesterday, last month.
But it's been almost a year.
I'm just saying, it was here and it was taken care of, okay? I specifically showed it to you for a reason, so this did not come up as a topic.
A year.
It was responded to in 2 weeks.
A year.
In your eyes, a year, okay?
year.
That's fine.
And a scandal in your eyes. too.
Yes, exactly. So secondly, as far as the State Theater, there was an email that went back and forth last week between Marvin and Tokarski. Tokarski said she still hasn't received a response from the troll field.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any more, John? You got the floor.
Thank you.
Okay. This is the proposal for the lease. I think it should be on the record, so you might as well add that.
This is one of the resolutions.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Who's next on the list? Just pass it over here so we can. Thank you. Are you speaking?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. My name's John Klancher. I live in Southmont, and the only thing I just wanted to say I wasn't going to speak. I decided to speak. And if you think that it's Mr. Gisella, if you think it's just John that thinks it's a scandal, and if you think that he's the only one that's bringing this to people's attention, I'm glad WJAC is here too, and I'm glad that I'm here bringing this to our attention. Because as far as I'm concerned, you guys are the sewer authority. You own the sewer systems, so you're playing with our money when we pay our sewer bills every month. And furthermore, we pay for as bad as the economy is around here, as bad as people struggle, and not one person on this board knows what it's like to struggle. I know you don't, because you guys get paid a lot of money, okay? And you don't know what it's like. You get paid a lot of money too? You don't know what it's like to struggle? You know what it's like to struggle? Okay. So why?
You could say that, you know.
Well, well,
because people have opinions that they think are facts, especially everything he said so far, or opinions and not facts. That's why.
and I have my time to speak, correct?
Yeah, let the gentleman
Nobody's talking.
speak.
Thank you.
Folks, let
Thank
them
you.
speak.
My opinion, and a lot of the public's opinion, is, you know, you made us do these. You made everybody around here do the sewer lateral work, okay? And what the real issue is Dornick Point is not sufficient to handle, and it never was, okay? So you put the burden of everybody who struggles, okay? There are people who you just play games with their money and the water, and it needs to stop. Please, we as a community beg you to stop playing games with the money, with the sewer, and just if you're redevelopment authority, redevelop something, okay? Let's see some real improvement and listen to the people that come here and ask you to do that. Thank you.
Next, we have an mayor, I think it's CID,
That's correct. I just prepared a statement just so I could hit all the bullet points on this. Read it. Around August of 2022, I purchased at a private sale at the Cambria County Courthouse 2 vacant properties across the street from me. We live in Conwell Township, Cambria County on top of it. My plan was to demolish the blighted properties and clean up the lots. While the 2 houses have been demolished, cleanup's been an ongoing effort. Understanding that a private tax sale does not divest the buyer of any liens on their purchase, only municipal taxes, I had a title search done on each parcel. Johnstown Credit Bureau performed property reports for me on both properties that came back to me. In May of 2023, I received a final bill past due notice from the Greater Johnstown Water Authority for $964.75. Upon inquiring at the Water Authority, it was explained to me that this was a sewer charge and that the Water Authority provides the billing services for the sewer. It was suggested that I complete an application for sewer exemption from Pegasus Sewer Authority through the Eads Group, which I did at my own expense of $75. And then I had to excavate that tap that was put in to show them that the tap was never hooked up. They inspected the tap and took some pictures and gave me permission to cover it back up. This procedure caused the $19 a month fine to stop, but it did not eliminate the prior balance. Last month, I received another bill, final bill past due notice for $989.65. It was then I decided to come to this meeting to plead my case. I'm asking that the board release me of these fees and any future charges that might be associated with it. It's my understanding that this $19 fee was meant to compel people to tie into the new sewer lines and update their old and leaky pipes to help curb infiltration into the treatment plant. In the case of my neighborhood, we were never served by the treatment plant. We all had septic systems that took our wastewater. Therefore, when the new sewer lines came through, there was never a single drop of wastewater treated by your plant from the property that I purchased. And to date, there never has been. These fines quietly kept accruing in the background, even while the property sat vacant for several years after the former tenant's passing. I make the argument that this bill is unjust and was made in error. I explained that the previous owner never tapped into the new sewer system and therefore has never had any water transported or treated by either Pegasus Sewer Authority or the Johnstown Regional Sewage. I feel I've done my due diligence at every turn in this endeavor to clean up my little piece of my neighborhood. I've done it all at my expense, never asked JRA for any assistance in demolition of these houses. Furthermore, I've always paid my monthly sewer bills. I tied into the system as soon as we were able to in my personal residence, and I never resisted when we had to sign any right-of-ways or easements. Simply put, I've done everything that was asked of me. Now I'm asking something from this body. Please release me from this financial mishap. Thank you for your question.
When you purchased the property, you did a deed search and you found no registered lien for this, right? I'm just asking. I believe in this.
Yeah, I went to, the county advised me to go get a search done. I said, well, who do you recommend? They said, well, they know Johnstown Credit Bureau does them. So I approached them, explained the situation.
And when they did that, this did not appear in that. Okay, thank you.
Attorney Webb, can we amend the agenda at this time to add a resolution?
You can amend if something comes up from a member of the public. If you're thinking of acting on this, I would caution you to do that. While I'm completely sympathetic to the explanation that the gentleman's given, and the debt is not a debt that he incurred. It's a debt that follows the property. And historically, what would happen is, and I'm assuming that that's what happened here, I don't know the intimate facts, So, whether Conroe Township or Pegasus ever mandated a connection, I don't know. I know Attorney Barber had looked at it, and he, to the best of my knowledge, represents both Conroe Township and Pegasus. And I believe it was his recommendation that this should not be forgiven because this type of a scenario happens in most municipalities. When you purchase the property, what the title search should reveal is that any record liens, and then also a call should be placed to the water and sewer authorities to make sure that there's no delinquent monies owed, because many times there are delinquent monies owed. So I don't know what happened other than what the gentleman's describing. I would presume that that call didn't get made and that gets missed occasionally. But unfortunately, it's an error that happens in the closing process that is not, doesn't alleviate the existence of the debt. It's simply a question of that debt should have been paid at closing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think what would be best is, are you willing to put your speech on the record for us? Give us a copy, or
Yeah, I can give you a copy after the meeting.
that would be great. And let's just defer this for now, and let Mr. Webb confer with Mr. Marvin, and
I got a question.
we'll reach a decision at the
I'm gonna
next.
see these letters in another function I serve on. I see these letters all the time. And, you know, there's certain responsibilities, I think, the municipality or the authority or somebody like that has in these kinds of cases. And if they were given the opportunity to bring this up, it seems to me that, you know, and I know we depend on you for legal background, but it seems to me, just in terms of my reaction, it seems that, assuming everything Mr. Ciotti tells me, I'm sure is true, he had performed that due to diligence, and I'm hopeful that the authority, or whether it's us or Pegasus, whomever, I think they have a responsibility to put a lien on the property. And if they don't put a lien, a recorded lien on the property, I don't think it's his responsibility. I think it's our responsibility.
I think especially given they were using septic and they were never treated, there's not even a reasonable expectation that.
You know, but I think Pegasus kind of landed where it's at. I think he did that.
And that's why I'm assuming there was what I think is a readiness to serve charge. I'd be happy to look at the document.
Is that, okay, I'm unclear, that 989?
989.65.
Yeah, that amount, was that JRS or Pegasus?
That apparently is JRS, from what I'm told.
It's ours.
Mr. Ciotti and I.
I move that we
Let me
amend
say,
the
I'm
agenda.
just gonna say, I'm happy to look at it, and if there's certainly I'm certainly sympathetic to his
I am too.
inquiry, but I'd like to know more information, because you have an obligation to be uniform in your enforcement, so that if we forgive something simply because we're sympathetic, that becomes.
No, take the word sympathy out. That's not what I'm talking about. We have a legal responsibility to file a lien that has nothing to do with sympathy. And if we didn't do our job, I don't think it's fair to require somebody to do something that we should have. So please remove the word sympathy. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about.
So the question here is, can we let Mr. Webb and Mr. Barber confer on this and take this up at the next meeting? If you want to make a motion now.
Do we have, are there fees accruing the entire time, Mr. Ciotti?
I believe the fees stopped after I submitted that application for exemption.
JRS, my understanding, as soon as it came to light, stopped all fees. So you did everything you could do.
Alright.
The problem is the fees that are
Okay, I just don't,
pre-closing.
okay.
And that's why I'm saying there's an issue about, it appears to be a closing issue.
What were you gonna say?
Whenever we originally spoke months ago, Aaron instantly went to the East Group and provided the proper documentation from the demolition of the structures and that's when it started.
As a citizen who has suffered by dealing with things of this nature, I think we should consider giving the opportunity to advise us, but I think, I know how I would feel.
You're not saying sympathy, are you? No, okay, we're saying live.
As a citizen who suffered.
I move that we amend the agenda to consider a motion to forgive Mr. Ciotti's $989.65 bill.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll say,
Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Pascarella?
How about yes?
Ms. Wright? Ms. Hugo?
Yes.
Mr. Truesella?
Yes.
Mr. Hassel?
yes,
And for the record, I think you should get a copy of his, what he was reading. Well, one of the staff here will get a copy for you, so you can have it. Okay, and then there's another person here. Okay, and that's all he signed up, I believe.
Consider the amendment to the agenda. So I move that we forgive the $989.65 debt of Mr. Ciotti's.
Is that satisfactory to you, Mr. Sciotti? Is that what you were seeking?
Yes.
Yeah. What's the adjustment?
1364 Clapboard Run Road.
You got the second there, Sharon, okay. Roll call again.
Mr. Pascarella?
Yes.
Ms. Wright? Yes. Ms. Hugo?
Yes.
Mr. Truesella?
Yes.
Mr. Hassel?
yes.
Okay, let's have a motion to adjourn, please.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second? Okay, roll call.
Mr. Pascarella?
Yes.
Ms. Wright? Yes. Ms. Hugo?
Yes.
Mr. Truesella?
Yes.
Mr. Hassel?
Yes.
How about that?
Yeah, fun.
I did. I always have fun, John. Did you?
I had fun too. I put it, I'm still recording too.
So much. I'm still.
I'm gonna wait for Jay, see if they're gonna cover it.
Yeah.
Hello? I like his own tripod, it's nicer than mine. I'm gonna wait for Jay to see.
Okay.
There you go, Laura. I know that feeling, rush, rush, rush.
Oh, and then.
All day, it's rush, rush, rush. You still recording?
Yep. Yep. Still.
What did you think of their response to the EPA?
I thought
Hey,
it was,
there I am.
there you are.
There's anybody watching?
One
There's
yeah.
one person.
There's always one
watching.
person watching my videos.
I noticed the school board, like school board meetings will get 50 people.
my Southmont meeting yesterday was pretty active. People trolling me.
So will JAC cover the response? They should.
I don't know.
I want to read it. It's 400 pages.
Yeah, I'd like to read it too, or at
I'm
least
gonna,
get
they're going
a
to send me a
synopsis.
copy.
So yeah, that was
They didn't like when it was sent a year ago. And you're just responding now, but yeah, because it's an issue.
yeah.
You would have responded.
I just feel that they just play games with the money.
It would have been responded to last. It was sent in May 3rd.
If they
That would have been different.
if they wouldn't control the sewers, I wouldn't care. If the sewer money didn't pass through, but it's expensive. The water's expensive.
You guys still doing Pride?
Yeah, yes,
I will
actually,
message you.
Congratulations, man.
I know that summer schedule.
Good for you, man.
well, I
Congratulations.
just found out there's.
If you have anything you want to say, or
One of our officers
here for the summer,
I'll
so,
message you on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's June 22nd.
yeah.
You'll see like.
Our bookstore usually does a nice, they'll do a basket if we wanna eat, fundraise for something.
Yeah.
Cause we have a whole set of, there's a company called Fluid,
Mhm.
they have a whole set in the bookstore, plus they have the
I'll message
Johnstown
you.
Pride stuff,
I'll
so
message you.
we can do a whole,
It's gonna be nice.
they
As long as the
donated
weather
last
holds.
year for Somerset, so,
As long as the weather holds,
okay.
God willing. Thank you. I'll message you.
Yep.
Yeah, I stay live. Stay live
Yeah.
the whole time worried.
I have enough to sit through.
There's nothing.
An hour meeting, I'll probably have 2 clips. Aaron's clip, my clip, your clip, and maybe the clip on the.
Yeah, my live streams, I just let them up. I don't even touch them
Yeah.
unless there's something of interest that I pull out. You know what I mean? But
Gotta get someone like Grandma Robin to do your video because then everyone will be like, oh my God, she's talking.
yeah. That was
Put Robin on and she just goes for an hour.
it baffles me.
I think they were nervous with the letter,
I think so. Yeah.
and they should be. An open investigation with the EPA for a complaint from the Water Authority against the JRA. So talk about, and then you say, well, I told you it wasn't you. Well, you've had it for a year. You didn't respond a year ago. You responded today. They're going to say that everything's fine, and they're going to blame him. And probably going to fire him for being a whistleblower.
Mhm.
We'll see. I praise him. I think I can come forward.
Yes, very interesting. Always.
My favorite spot. You actually talk in that machine. Yeah. I sometimes I watch it. I do it. I get a chuckle out of it.
I tell you what.
Have a good day.
Too.
See ya.
All right, Johnny, I'm ready to go.
All right. Sounds good.
They have to look into it.
I'll do my. Oh, that's their standard response.
Oh, but I get that. Tonight, but whatever. You have to go this way. Aren't you gonna go see Amy Bradley?
I don't want to see Amy. She doesn't want to see me.
She wants to see me.
Reconnecting. I'm still live. Love my city. I like this actually, John. This little,
Let's get in front of it.
you know. I like the love my. I love the love my city sign. You know,
Don't move.
because it's
How about you turn this off and take a picture
All
on
right.
your phone?
do that.
You have that camera?
No, just take a picture of me. Yep. Cool. Send it to me. So I'm gonna do a wrap up here, like I always do. So, like I tell everybody, do JRA meeting with my friend John today, and if you like what you see, leave a comment. If you don't like what you see, leave a comment. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Bye bye.